Imagine a time when the largest city on Earth was not in Europe or the Middle East, but in China. A time when global trade routes stretching from Japan to the Mediterranean were connected through one empire. An empire whose armies dominate Central Asia, whose poets shape civilization, and whose laws influence nations for centuries. This was not myth. This was the Tang Dynasty. If you enjoy fact-based historical documentaries, hit like and subscribe to help us create more deep research-driven content for you. Now, let's travel back to 7th century China, to the birth of a superpower. The collapse before the rise, the fall of Sui and Tang foundations. To understand Tang power, we must first understand the chaos that preceded it. The Sui Dynasty reunified China after centuries of division but collapsed under the weight of overambitious military campaigns and massive infrastructure spending, including the Grand Canal, heavy taxation, forced labor, and failed invasions of Korea triggered widespread rebellion. In 618 AD, Li Yuan, a former Sui general, seized control and founded the Tang Dynasty. But unlike the Sui, the Tang leadership learned critical lessons. Avoid overextension. Balance military expansion with internal stability. Institutionalized governance. This strategic recalibration laid the groundwork for durable power. Statecraft and governance. The machinery of power. Under Emperor Taizong of Tang, the dynasty consolidated power through administrative reform. Taizong strengthened the imperial examination system, selecting officials based on merit, Confucian scholarship, and administrative skill rather than aristocratic birth. This created professional bureaucracy, centralized governance, policy continuity across generations. The Tang legal code standardized laws across vast territories. It combined Confucian ethics with legalist administrative clarity. This system was so advanced that Japan and Korea later modeled their own state structures on Tang governance. Power wasn't accidental. It was institutional. Territorial expansion and military strategy. Tang military strength rested on organization and frontier strategy. Through campaigns against the Eastern Turks and control of the Tarim Basin, the Tang secured Central Asian trade corridors. At its height, the Tang Empire stretched from the Korean Peninsula deep into modern-day Kazakhstan, into northern Vietnam, controlling key Silk Road oasis states. Tang influence extended through tributary relationships, Korea's Silla Kingdom, parts of Central Asia, and various steppe polities acknowledged Tang supremacy. China was not merely defending borders. It was shaping Eurasian geopolitics. Chang'an, the world's greatest city. The Tang capital, Chang'an, modern Xi'an, was the largest and most cosmopolitan city in the world during the 7th and 8th centuries. With over 1 million inhabitants, it was larger than any European city at the time. Its design featured grid-based urban planning, regulated markets, international trade districts, diplomatic quarters. Merchants from Persia, Arabia, India, Korea, and Japan lived within its walls. Buddhism, Zoroastrianism, Nestorian Christianity, and Islam coexisted. Chang'an was not just China's capital, it was a global hub. Economic power and Silk Road dominance, the Tang economy thrived due to agricultural reforms and trade integration. The equal field system distributed land to peasants to stabilize rural production. China exported silk, porcelain, tea, metalwork, paper. In return came horses, spices, glassware, and precious metals. By controlling Silk Road arteries, the Tang state secured taxation revenue and diplomatic leverage. For centuries, China was the manufacturing core of Eurasia. Trade was not peripheral to Tang power. It was central. Cultural and technological influence. The Tang era marked the cultural golden age. Poets like Li Bai and Du Fu elevated Chinese literature to lasting global significance. Wu block printing expanded literacy. Buddhist scholarship flourished. Monks traveled to India and returned with scriptures that reshaped East Asian religious life. Tang art, ceramics, and architecture influenced Japan's Nara period and Korean court culture. This was soft power on a continental scale. The Enlishan Rebellion, a structural shock. struck in 755 AD, the empire faced its greatest crisis, the Enlil Rebellion. General Enlil launched a revolt that devastated northern China. Estimates suggest tens of millions may have died directly or indirectly, making it one of history's deadliest conflicts. Although the Tang suppressed the rebellion, it permanently weakened central authority. Regional military governors gained autonomy. Tax revenue declined. The Golden Age ended. Yet the dynasty endured another 150 years, a testament to the strength of its institutions. Measured power. Why the Tang stands out when historians assess power. They examine territorial control, economic centrality, military capability, institutional sophistication, cultural influence, longevity. By these metrics, the Tang Dynasty ranks among the most powerful pre-modern states in world history. It was not merely dominant within China. It was central to Eurasian civilization. The Tang Dynasty represents a rare convergence of strategic governance, military dominance, global trade integration, cultural flourishing, administrative innovation. Its success was not accidental or temporary. It was engineered through institutional design, economic policy, and geopolitical strategy. While later dynasties like the Ming and Qing achieved territorial size, the Tang uniquely combined expansion, openness, and cultural vibrancy at a global scale. For these reasons, many historians consider it the most powerful and globally influential Chinese dynasty in history. Its legacy still shapes East Asia today.